with me real quick, family. Shalom, shalom to the brothers and sisters that might be watching this later on. That's coming on now. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahushai. Shalom, King. A double honors to the elder apostles and the elders, a great millstone who rule well and teach well through the Spirit. And a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect that are scattered four corners of the earth, Lord willing that they continue in the same spirit to endure and be sincere. Shalom to the Akwatiyam, believers of this faith and this truth, Lord willing you continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous wife. Like you see on the title of this lesson, now that we're standing on our feet, use wisdom. Now that, now that, we're standing on our feet, use wisdom. Use wisdom. Now that we are standing on our feet, use wisdom. The testimony of that brother while I was, getting my sleep in for work, the testimony of that brother that really hit conversation with the brothers, the head brother Yermayan, where he was talking about, brothers, you gotta be circumspect, be cautious in this thing. The people that you're around, regardless wherever you're going, whatever you, select whatever you're doing, and wearing fringes on shirts, be cautious with those because that's putting a target on you. Truly, scripture wise, you know, garments, fringes is supposed to be for garments, right? But you want to be circumspect out here, right? Because everything is revolved around the children of Israel, right? From the righteous to the wicked. You want to be circumspect in this thing. So I want to start off with this. This is Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, starting at verse 9. It says, Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith Yahweh Shemar Shai power, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live, right? Because the nation of Israel was slain. Now that we came back, now we in this truth. Even from the first day we got in this thing, we should have been circumspect, more cautious. We should have been more wise, using more wisdom in everything that we do, the conversations that we have. Yes, we want our family members to get in, but sometimes you have to be circumspect to observe, your family members, friends that you may have, and because even in that time, some of our enemies is going to be the foes of our household. Yahushua, his kindred, his own family members didn't accept this truth, right? We have to be circumspect. Now, if you in this thing, you have to be circumspect, right? In your appearance, talking about wearing fringes. Oh, brother, where your fringes, right? Scripture-wise, you're supposed to be wearing fringes on a garment or a robe. Women with a dress, right? Now, the new fashion is a t-shirt. That's not where you would have your fringes. Not saying it's wrong that you don't, but truly when you breaking down, what is it, Numbers 15:38, fringe is supposed to be on a garment, a robe, plain and simple. The time that we in now, when we get back in this truth and we stand on our feet, I'm going to read another verse in Ezekiel, but let's just read this Revelations I'm always bringing out. This is Revelations, the 11th chapter, verse 11. It says, and after three days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. Right? So the higher elites are afraid that we're standing on our feet. You think that they just going to have a sign on their forehead, hey, I'm the elite. I'm the elite. I'm looking for the Hebrew Israelites. No, they're gonna come crafty, you know. Soon as this kingdom really hits that peak where we at that MOTB, we are a target soon as we stand on our feet, right? They're getting fear upon them, like, damn, oh man, they getting this truth. The more this truth is being exposed on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Rumble, wherever this truth is being exposed and taught, it is shining a light in this world. And of course, we know in Judith the 5th chapter, right? This is why they're doing craftiness to keep us in sin. This is Judith the 5th chapter. Just reading verse 20. It says, "Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin. Let us go up, and we shall overcome them." Right? They want us to be in ruin, right? So they want us to continue to be in sin, right? They want us to continue to be naked, right? Our nakedness is already seen, especially from the 2/3, and of course, being in this flesh, we need to be more circumspect. And for the past few days, I already been, speaking not in the form of what the brother Yarmayan and the elders at the time when they was bringing it out today and yesterday, but you got to know what you signed up for. You got to know that it been a warning ever since Abba Bibbis got on the scene. This been a warning, right? This been a warning. Yeah, if you want to subscribe. This been a warning. When the scriptures come out, it's a warning. Prophecies coming out, it's a warning. The parables, the dark sayings, right? This is a warning, and we have to take heed to this. This is not no game. This is not no play. This shit is not about making you feel good. Because to have fear in the Lord is to have a reverence, a respect for him, and to be terrified, right? So now that we standing on our feet, you best believe that the enemy wants to create other ways to make you slip and fall. This is Ezekiel 37 verse 10. It says, "So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood up upon their feet, an exceeding great army." Through the Spirit, the men of the Lord, that we are an exceeding great army, right? Shalom to the elder Kawaj, Yahweh Shemashai Brakatah, right? This is a warning, man. So you have to be cautious. This is why the number one thing for the men of the Lord is to teach, right? Outside of teaching, reading, meditating, praying, fasting, right? Your mindset, your thinking, your movements is going to be different, right? The true men of the Lord, their life consists of the ministry of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And we have to be cautious. There's a lot of things going on. Brothers is dealing with certain things. Brothers is getting tested by demons. Brother had a whole was sleeping, and a dream really was really testing him in his sleep. Some people not going through those things, right? Some men is either getting set up by agents. You know, you gotta be circumspect in this thing. You gotta take this thing more serious. Don't take it for granted, man. Don't take this shit for granted, right? This truth was given to us truly by the ransom of Hamashiach Yahushai, because truly the Lord was setting us up for the coming of Hamashiach Yahushai. What is it? Isaiah 46 and 10, right? It's a video. You know what? If I can, I'm gonna probably play it. It was something that Asher said two camps ago, and I was gonna do a video on it, and I'm just holding it because it's my little motivation. It's Isaiah 46 and 10, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, "My counsel shall stand, and I will do my pleasure." Everything that happened in the Israelites' history was all leading to this moment, leading us to the MOTB, leading us to Jacob's trouble, right? Leading us to our Armageddon, right? Armageddon, right? Leading us to Yahweh Shai coming to deliver the elect. So Lord willing, y'all can hear this. We're getting to that climax of the movie. Yeah, it's Jacob's trouble, it's MOTB. Hey, it's about to be crazy. Yeah, that's what it's like. You gotta think about it. All the thousands and thousands of years from the beginning to build up to this last moment, right? Right. And look, and the music is playing. That dramatic music. You see that? Everything that happened all the way from Moses was leading to this moment right here. So now that you standing in your feet, you have the breath, that breath of life within you, right, from Yahweh Ba'Shem Al Shai. Don't take it lightly, man. We cannot take this lightly. What is it? Isaiah 33:6 is another one I want. This is Isaiah 33 verse 6. It says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and the strength of salvation, the fear of Yahweh Shem Al Shai is his treasure." That's the number one weapon we have. Our weapons is not carnal, right? We have spiritual weapons, man. And through the spirit, a lot of us don't have war tactic experience, but through the spirit you do. Because even in ancient, in the time of Israel, they didn't have war history. But when that spirit got upon them, it was ready to crack down, man. They was ready to crack down. I think it's in might be in First Corinthians, is it? No, it's probably second. I want to get the right one. Our weapons is not carnal. Yeah, that might be Second Corinthians. Salaki family. Right here. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10, starting at verse 3. It says, For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God, to the pulling down of strongholds. Right? The Lord set us up for something way bigger than a fucking video game, than a freaking trying to be a celebrity, a top TikToker. Wait, man, the Lord didn't even set up a brother to have let me seek high rank. If the Lord didn't place you in a position of that and be an example of this truth and have sound doctrine, right? Anybody trying to seek a position or a name in this shit, you lost in the mother sucking sauce, man. The Lord set us up to pull down strongholds, man, and to edify and build up the sheep, right? The elder Kawaz, he put Sirach 2:1. My son, if thou come to serve Yahweh Ba'Shem Al Shai, prepare thy soul for temptation, right? You should be, when you go to Sirach, the second chapter, I believe 16, it says, prepare your hearts, right? We supposed to be preparing our hearts for temptation. 1 Corinthians 10 and 13, right? The left-hand side, they know who the men of the Lord is. You think this truth is easy for the men of the Lord? No, it's hard, man. Then when shit really hit the fan, the men of the Lord is gonna be the main target. And if they got wives and children, they a target too, man. This is life and death. Niggas really playing with this truth, man. Verse 3, it says, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Right? You want that in your prayers because you don't never want to be separated from this power. We already seen in Ezekiel that Ezekiel speaking to these bones, now they stand on their feet. If you didn't have this breath of life, you would be dawn of the dead, right? You'll be like Eddie Murphy in Trading Places before he became rich. Poor bum. Through the spirit, not in his flesh, through the spirit. That's more serious than what we feed this flesh. The things of the spirit. Right? Sirach 2:17, he says, they that fear Yahweh Shemasi up, Salaki, verse 17, will prepare their hearts and humble their souls in his sight. Right? The exceeding great army is humble in this thing. And they using this spiritual weapon that the Lord has given us. Ephesians 6 and 17. This is why I can understand why the elders and the brothers is saying, be cautious, man. Use wisdom, be circumspect, right? Don't befriend everybody. Right, you gotta approve a person, a woman and a man. If you are working to be the men of the Lord, right, trying to achieve to be of the elect, the best of his kind, the best of his class, right? You have to, not like in the world, you know, how we looking over our shoulder, but through the spirit, right? You have to know that your best interest is the interest of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. If nobody is coming in that spirit, you got to move lightly, you know? Verse 18, it says, saying, we will fall into the hands of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and not to the hands of men. For as his majesty is, so is his mercies, right? I'm about to give you this, right? This picture reminds me of, in a righteous aspect, falling in the hands of the Lord, right? I'm gonna show you right here. This is falling in the hands of the Lord as the elect, right? That's falling in the hands of the Lord as the elect, right? This is falling in the hands of the Lord as wicked. Where is that? Do I got that picture still? I got two of them. Yeah, I think I deleted the other one. You got this one, right? You got this one right here. I'm trying to watch the nukes drop on the wicked. I don't want to be the one that the missiles is dropping on, right? Let me give you this other one, this last one. Now I got two more, right? The aftermath, right? With this wisdom, knowledge, understanding, we got a good thing, man. Now we getting in crunch time, you have to be circumspect. You have to be circumspect, right? I'm telling you, any Jake, yo, if you not trying to make your calling and election sure, man, you done, man. You a useless piece of art, right? You got to tread lightly in this thing, man. And that is mercy of Yahweh Shemal Shai that he has woken you up and gave you that breath of life, man. Some of y'all is walking like Adam when he got that breath of life. You know, the elder put 2 Corinthians 10:4, the same verse I needed. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, man, to pulling down the strongholds. This is what, if anybody is watching this, always asking why brothers always doing videos, and shalom to the hopeful elect 144K, Yahweh Shemashai Brakathum, right? Why is brothers always doing videos? Because the Lord set us up in this thing to pull down the strongholds, man. We not here, man. Brothers is not here just to look look good, right? The job that brothers have is not, we're not just here just to be working this job. We here truly to work for Yahweh Shem Al Shai and work for the elect. To be a minister, you a servant of servants. You know, I'm about to read this verse where Yahweh Shai said he left us in the world. Right? This is St. John chapter 17 and verse 10. It says, and all mine are thine, and thine are mine. I am glorified in them, and now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world. And I come to thee, Holy Father, keep through thy own name those whom thou hast given me, that they may be one as we are. Right? Yo, when Yahweh Shai prayed to the Heavenly Father, you know, for Peter, because he said, Satan want to sift you out, but he said, I pray for you. Yahweh Shai pray for the elect. This right here is to let you know that any one of you that come in this truth, Yahweh Shai put you on this earth for a job, man. Let me see if I can get it. It's in the same chapter. It's in the same chapter. Okay, here we go. This is St. John, I'm going to start at 15. It says, I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil. They are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. This is even more why I'm saying, since the Lord put that life in us, right, you want to use wisdom. Why? Is because the true men of the Lord, even with you women, but you men, right, you are not of this world. You're different. Two Chains was right. I'm different. You're different through the spirit, man. All these other Jakes, like Kendrick Lamar, they not like us because you are of a cloth of Hamashiach Yahushai. What is it in 1 Corinthians? You have a Hamashiach-like fragrance. People that come towards you that don't like the smell, it smells like death. But those that smell it like, ooh, that's a heavenly smell because you come from the cloth of Hamashiach Yahushai. Right? Verse 17, it says, sanctify them through thy truth, and thy word is truth. For the elect men, you've been cleansed and purified with this word. Now your job is to purify the other sheep. It's other men that's not in this thing as teachers. It's women and it's children, right? You're here to sanctify, purify them, cleanse them through the word, right? It says, as thou hast sent me into the world, even so have I also sent them into the world. Right? Yo, through the spirit, the elect men was sent down here for a job, man. Yahushua said he wasn't sent here to do his will, but the will of him that sent him. You elect men. Why you think you get up at 3 in the morning to do a lesson? Right? Get out the bed, the first thing you gonna call on the name of the Lord, you gonna pray to him, right? You might do a lesson before you brush your teeth. Where do you think that's coming from? That is coming from the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. You know, only, I'm just saying, I'm not saying brothers is, but hopefully brothers is. Only the hopeful elect is trying to feed the sheep. They don't want no popularity. Oh, the donations, if you do, you do. Brothers is not caring about that. They're caring about feeding the sheep. What mindset is that? That's a mindset of Hamashiach Yahushai. And even with that, you know, just like Yahushua and the other apostles, right? Even in their time, they had to be circumspect. When people wanted to afflict him, he was in the move. Yahushua, when it wasn't his time to be taken, he was on the move. Even when he came back, the Yahushua was changing his image. So I can understand you got to be cautious in this thing. Don't be a target, but through the spirit, the elect men is a target. Every lesson you do, you're putting a target on you. And that's a different target because it's for this ministry, man. It's men already marked in the spirit who's gonna be set up to die for this thing. Right? So let me read these. The elder poet, 2 Timothy 4:8, henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which Yahweh Shemashai, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day. And not to me only, but unto them also that love his appearing, right? And this is all the elect, you know? And this is what this work is for, is you're working towards something that's going to be eternal. Things that you don't see is eternal. Your crown is eternal. Your glorified body, what is it, 2 Corinthians, the 5th chapter. Your new body is already with the Lord, man. I want that. See my brother sick, I want that for him. My brother Asher, my brother Sam, for the elder apostles, all the way down in Great Millstone, the sincere brothers, the affiliate brothers, with the same mindset, the same sound doctrine. I want you to have a glorified body, right? Those women, right, that's somewhat playing a role. Some of the women that's going to be humbled at that last minute. I want you to have a glorified body. I want the children to have a glorified body, right? I want the 2/3 to be destroyed, right? But in this moment, we have to put our lives on the line when it comes to teaching his word and being an example. Don't be like these niggas, right? Be like the true men of the Lord, man. When you know you need a lesson, you should really know who you should be going to, right? When you want to understand Hebrew prayers, you should be knowing where to go to. When you want to get the right breakdown of chapters, right, prophecies, parables, through the spirit, you should be knowing where to go, right? Because those are the physicians on this side, man, under the name of Yahweh Shem Shai. This Ephesians 2:10, it says, for we are his workmanship, created in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai unto good works, which God have before ordained that we shall walk in them, right? For we are his workmanship. Come on, man, created in Hamashiach. Yo, we're supposed to be a reflection of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. We just read In St. John, the 17th chapter, he said, so that they can be one just like we are. The true men of the Lord, they are one. Why you think when you do a lesson, you'll see one of the elders or another brother doing a lesson you just, basically the same lesson you did, or a lesson you got written in your notebook, you just didn't do it yet, but you turn on YouTube and a brother is doing it. What is that? Right? The spirit of the prophets is subject to the prophets, man. We are entwined. The brother hopeful elect 144, he put St. John 17:9. I pray for them, I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. Right? Hamashiach Yahushai is not praying for the world of Israel. He's praying for the elect. He died for the nation of Israel. That's why the 2/3 gonna come back. But he didn't pray for the world of Israel. He prayed for the elect, those that Yahweh has given to Yahushai before that the foundations of the heavens and the earth. Right? The sons of God was with Yahushua before the heavens and the earth. Right? Sirach 2:4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state, man. And soon, a lot of us is going to be put down to a lower state. That's why everything, your faith right now, while this ministry isn't, the door is still open. This right here is your moment to get shit in order through the spirit. Because when we start losing our jobs, that MOTB push, a lot of us is gonna be brought down low, right? And guess what? You're gonna be patient and you still gonna cheer because you knew that these prophecies was real. You know that this is all of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity, right? That's Azariah, Hananiah, and Mishael, man. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. You know, Daniel, the apostles. Yo, coming in this thing, you're going to be tried. To get the kingdom, you're going to have to suffer, man. But we got to endure. You got to duck and weave. Mike Tyson, man. Taking blows like Ali. Matthew, the 6th chapter, verse 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. Hey, excuse my language. Fuck the riches on this side. Don't be attached. Yes, it's nice to have these things, but don't be attached. Be attached to this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that we get from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Be attached to like-minded brothers, man, and sisters. That's why the brotherhood is very important, right? It molds you. Like you can have a bad day or a bad thought. You get around a brother and you having a conversation out of just the spirit. It soothes you, man. Literally. Verse 2, it says, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, while where neither moth nor rust doeth corrupt, where thieves do not break through nor steal. Every day you should be counting the cost, man. Every day you should be trying to lay some type of treasure in heaven, man, with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. It's trustworthy up there. They gonna keep your stuff on lockdown. Because it's for you. It's for the elect, man. Yeah, Yahushua is allowing the elect men to share in his glory. Right? Yahushua is not selfish. He's going to allow you to cherish in his glory. Philippians 3:21. Who's going to change us from our veiled body into his glorious body? Hamashiach Yahushua. He's going to do it. He's going to do it, man. Verse 21. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Right? That's why your mind, your heart should always be on that treasure, that heavenly treasure. Wisdom of Solomon 7, verse 28. The Lord loveth him that dwell with wisdom. If you ain't dwelling with wisdom through the spirit, which is Yahushai, right? You ain't in this thing, man. Brothers say, oh, I don't worship Yahushai. The man Gorilla gonna make a video or say on a video, I don't worship Yahushai. Then you not in this. To worship, yes, is to bow the knee, because when Yahushua come back, every knee gonna bow. Man, come on, man. Worship even goes into obey. Did not the apostles obey the word that Yahushua was given from the Heavenly Father? They still obeyed Yahushua. When you obey Yahweh, you obeying Yahushua. If you obey Yahushua, you obeying Yahweh. Yahushua is one with the Heavenly Father, man. Yahushua don't come with his own agenda. St. John 4:34, it says, Yahushua saith unto them, My meat is to do the will of him that sent me and to finish his work. What does apostle mean? Sent out, right? If you in this truth and you got the breath of life and you able to teach, you able body, right? You should be doing the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. The will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. The will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Man, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKadosh, the water Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, for allowing this to come out. The water to the brothers that, drop precepts, right? Bracket the Yahweh, bracket the Yahushai. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of great millstone who rule well and teach well through the Spirit. And a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect that are scattered four corners of the earth in the same spirit, Lord willing that you all continue to endure and be sincere. Shalom to the Akwatiyom, believers of this faith and this truth. Lord willing you continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent, virtuous wife. And Lord willing the most have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in the faith. Shalom, shalom, babal, babal. Man, yo, be circumspect. Circumspect in all angles, man. You got this wisdom that is mercy unto Yahweh Shem Al Shai. Don't take it for granted. Shalom.